Hi everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel, Triple Aqua from the West, from Key West that is. I'm Mermaid Christiane. So today I want to talk to you about transcendent. So Saturday morning I woke up, and when you see this message, don't worry about the dates or the times. It's relevant to when you're supposed to see it. That's how the divine works. So Saturday morning I woke up around, it was 4:14 because I looked at my phone. It was weird. I had gotten up. But right before I got up, I was in this really, really intense dream where I was receiving information, and I don't know exactly what it was, but it was really, really important. And it felt like on a really, really big scale, like huge. And as I'm waking up and I'm trying to remember, when you're sleeping, but you're in that one state where you're kind of waking up, and you know that you're waking up from a dream, but you kind of want to remember what you're dreaming about. So at least I do that. I try to pull the memories and keep them. Well, I couldn't remember what was going on, but I heard the word transcendent. So then I started repeating it over again. Transcendent, transcendent. What does that mean? So I get up and I go to the bathroom because I'm up already, and I thought, transcendent. I've never heard this word. I don't even know what it means. So it's just really awkward. And but then I go back to bed and I lay down pondering the word transcendent, and then I go back to sleep. Well, I wake up several hours later, a couple hours later, I can't even remember the time, and I wake up, and the first thing I hear again is transcendent. And I'm like, transcendent. So then naturally now I lay there in bed pondering again what this word means. And so then I'm going to pull some cards while we're talking about this, because I'm feeling my spiritual chills all over the place while I'm actually talking about this. So see what message divine has for us that's going to coincide with this message today for everyone. So I finally get up and I go and I Google what this means, and first transcendent meditation pops up, and I'm like, no, it's not meditation. And then because I didn't feel like the calling, so then I just keep on looking. Well, what it is, it's like having a upgrade, if you will, and we're all having those right now, and a lot of them are happening to us when we sleep. So I decided to do this in my bedroom, and we're having them when we sleep, and we're having all of these downloads and upgrades, and we're sending, and we're being worked on, and all of the junk is being cleared out while we sleep. And what it means is experiencing something completely different than anybody else. Like, you can be, whether you're awake or asleep, or something happens in nature, you're looking at it in a completely different way. And what it is, it's like living in the 5D all the time, even though you're in the 3D, but you're able to, the difference, but it's that state of peace and joy, and then harmony with others. We're all interconnected. And yeah, look at the intuition card. So this is totally telling us we're on point. Trust your intuition. So that's what we are right now. And then if you've experienced this transcendent, you are elevated to the point that you see things differently, because you have a very, very strong intuition. And at the bottom of the deck, we have unicorn, invite serendipity, and you have done that, and that's what we've done, and that's why we are at this point of joy and serendipity and ecstasis all of the time. And we've done that too because we've also weeded out energies that want to, pluck our wings, clip our wings, if you will. So we want to be like this, how she is one. And that's another thing it means. It's like you're interconnected with everyone. You can be in a group of people, and even though you're that square peg trying to fit into the circle, you still know that you're connected with everyone, but you're just, you're elevated to the point. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not going to float off into the heavens or into the ethers or into outer space, and you're not better than anybody else, but you're at a state where you see things from a spiritual level with a lot of purity, because your heart, you have purity of heart. And like she is one with this unicorn, we're one with nature. And that was one thing that when I was pondering in bed, what does this mean? What does this mean? I was like, is it nature? Is it animals? Is it something with pets? Is it something with people? Is it something with the earth? And what it was, I was pondering all these things because that's what it was. You know, is it the heavens? It was everything in the cosmos and the universe wrapped up into one. So you're actually with one. And a lot of the great minds have experienced this level of spirituality where they're able to succeed at things, and they're master manifestors because they've gotten to this point where they're able to be one with everyone and know that they're all interconnected. So yeah, such an interesting was very interesting. So then the next morning, which was yesterday, I wake up at 4:41. The night before it was 4:14, 4:41, with the exact same message. I was having an intense dream again, like if I was, I don't know, almost felt like I was in some kind of a meeting with like a whole bunch of souls, and things were happening like on how things are going to go in the future, and things that were planned out way before my time, but I'm part of this. And then I get that word again. And I'm like, what does this mean? Transcendent. And so again, like, even though I had Googled a little bit, I'm like, okay, this is the second morning I wake up. And so then I go back to sleep again. I wake up again yesterday morning, and again, first thing, transcendent. It's right in my mind. So again, I'm like, okay, this time I have to talk to somebody. I've got to call my sister, you know, because she's good at, she astroplanes, and so she's like my only sister that knows exactly what I'm talking about. And so, but she didn't answer. And then I called another family member that I knew would understand, but she kind of didn't, but I think she was curious about it. Then I was able to speak to a friend that really understood, because I think there's only like 3 people I can talk to about this stuff that understand, other than you beautiful souls that watch me. Obviously, yes, because that's what it is. You've gone to a level of enlightenment. When you reach this, and there's something called self-transcendent, I'm reading about now, where it's almost like being, and don't get it crazy, you're not God, but like how God is omnipresent and he can be everywhere at one, we're all interconnected. That's the feeling of being self-transcendent and transcendent. And it's also, having this inner knowing that other people don't see, but being okay, like, and knowing that you were once there, and then you can see also where they are in their journey and how much work they have to do to get to where you are, or how much work they have to do just to get to the next step that you've already completed, because it's constantly leveling up. And what it is, you've got this enlightenment, pursue spiritual growth. And once you have this this transcendent happen to you, it's pretty much, it's a permanent thing. It's not going to go away. You're not going to go backwards. You're going to go forwards. And I always like to say, I don't like to go backwards. I like to go forwards. And it doesn't mean that I won't re-entertain energies that like have been in my life, but then I've had to move on. But because if they've leveled up, then sure, you'll entertain that again. But if they haven't leveled up, then you have to keep going on your journey. And this is just gorgeous. And she just has this beautiful like little urn where she's pouring out, I don't know if it's seeds or gold. She's got peacock around her. She's got a tiger, elephant, and I forget, she's very connected. Her third eye is just like, and she's got multiple arms. So it's almost like being in like multiple dimensions. And that's what happens when you have leveled up to the point of transcendent. And if you are watching this, this is probably what has happened to you. Now, in the last week, I have been having these visions when I'm in bed or I'm on my couch, that I have these angel wings wrapping around me, and they're almost my own. And I know that sounds very bizarre, but about 3 days ago, right before having these transcendent epiphanies in my dreams. I was in my living room and I just decided to close my eyes for a little bit and just rest them. And all of a sudden I get this vision, super, super bright. I mean, as bright as the colors in this card, but it was a set of wings, angel wings to the side. And you couldn't really see the front part, if it was a male or female, what it was, but where the actual body would have been, it was all of these colors, more colors in the rainbow, and brilliant. And as fast as the vision came in, it was almost like enough just to take one little shot of it, like a mental shot. It went out again. And I was like, no, 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 bring it back, bring it back. And I was, my eyes closed, but it was just darkness. I was like, no, because it was like literally darkness and then this gorgeous vision and then darkness again. I was like, where did it go? And then I was reading some things on that. I've been seeing wings a lot. Like, I'm sorry, wings. Yeah, I guess I haven't, but feathers a lot. And then yesterday we were at the beach up the Keys and this feather just floated out of nowhere. And my friend's like, oh, I've been seeing feathers a lot. So it's another confirmation that this is happening to all of us. You know, as a collective, we are seeing these signs and synchronicities in nature and these serendipitous things that are happening. And so I couldn't help but to think how all of this just, it was just intertwined, and it related to everything that was going on with me in my life, and how I'm not the only one that's going through these things. And then I was listening to a reader about my sign, and they were saying, you know, some of you are getting your wings. So if you feel weird pains or something in your back, you know, this is what it is. You've got your wings, you know, you've done the work. So I woke up about 3 days ago, and I had told my sister, I said, God, I woke up with this crazy pain in the middle of my back, in the middle of my scapula right here, I guess where you would have wings, right? And I know this sounds really bizarre, but I'm like, with this weird pain. I told my sister about it. It's awful. It like feels like, I don't know, I got punched like right in my spine. And so like I had been stretching and like trying to get it out. It was just so weird. And then I listened to this reader and I'm like, oh my God, this is weird. And I had a good night's sleep. I slept well. You know, I never wake up with pain in my back. Not there. I mean, I was sometimes lower back pain, but that's just like from bending over wrong or picking up things. But this was just like smack in the middle of my scapulas, and it was just right in the middle of my spine. And so I'm like, this is strange. And then all of this stuff happened. So it's not crazy. There's a lot of us that have angel DNA inside of us, and that's why we've always felt different. That's how we've always been very compassionate for people, or have had that love-hate relationship with humanity, because you love people, but then you hate how people hurt people, or people want to hurt you. And you always want to be in a very happy and joyous state all the time. And you never do anything to hurt people directly. You know, if you ever do, it's completely, you know, indirectly, and it's not on purpose, because you're not vindictive. You're not a tit for tat person. You're not trying to hurt somebody because they hurt you. You want to be in calm and in peace and in ecstasy and joy all of the time. So at the bottom of the deck, we have Epiphany, seek clarity. And isn't that it? Like, we are seeking clarity right now. We have had that epiphany moment. We know why all of these things are happening to us in the world. And there's so many mysteries and miracles and things that we don't know about. And we are being called to accept them, not think it's bizarre, not think you're losing your mind, because you're not. There's so many things that we can't explain in life, and it's because right now we are giving these gifts. Yeah, we're giving these gifts. And that's another thing. People that have reached this level of transcendent, they have good fortune, because they've succeeded what they need to do on a spiritual level, and they have been faithful, and they have purified their hearts, and they've cleansed themselves. So good fortune comes to them. And it talks about that most people have had these things like Einstein and some of the other greats. They they have all this good fortune coming to them and success. So if you're feeling like, you're coming into success, or big things are going to happen in a good way, but maybe you're stuck in a rut right now, or you don't feel good about yourself, but you know that those things, you're deserving them and they're just on the horizon. Know that it's there. So keep going towards what you want, because it's not out of reach. And this is going to cause you to celebrate. It's going to cause you to celebrate because you've earned it. You worked hard for it. And yes, when opportunity knocks, go for it. Don't be scared. Go for what you want and embrace the truth. You're able to look and see through all of the illusions of everything without being judgy, without pointing a finger. You just see it. I was around a lot of people yesterday and listening to conversations, and just where before I might have gotten annoyed by some things, now it's just, that's their journey. Let them flow with that. That's not where I stand, or those aren't my beliefs, but we are still connected as human beings. We're all connected as one. So we're going to pull from the angels of Atlantis and see what the angels have to say. So yeah, if things have been happening to you lately and you have reached that level of self-transcendent or transcendent, know that this is a huge step in your spiritual evolution and in your process. And I feel that we are just constantly leveling up to the point that it's just like you're unstoppable. And that's another thing it said about being transcendent. You're limitless. You don't have any limits to what you can do. It's almost like you're like that superhuman being, that nothing is going to get in your way and nothing is going to stop you from your true, authentic happiness and your dreams and your goals and desires. That's another thing it said about transcendent. And it's, oh yeah, look at that. We got the romance card. Yeah, because now when you get into relationships, or you have your relationships around you now that are romantic or intimate, it's about romance. It's about that inner burning desire, that people just, they think that this is not cool, or maybe this is going to make them feel like a wimp, or this is going to make you feel like you are too gushy, or no, because that's what it's really about. If you are in a romantic relationship and you have leveled up to a level of transcendent, this is the kind of relationship you want going forward. And you're not going to put up with anything else because you learn to surrender. I've gotten this card a lot in like different decks. You've learned to surrender because you now have wisdom. And wisdom is so powerful. The art of wisdom, and I forget who says it, is the art of knowing what to overlook. So you're in situations with people and you will overlook certain things and you won't even say anything because they have to learn on their own. And silence speaks volumes too. So when you're quiet around people, it kind of makes them reflect on what they say. And it's not that what they say is wrong. It's just that's where they're at in their journey with the knowledge and the wisdom that they have. But you're able to also help them lead by example with your inner silence, with your inner wisdom. And it just kind of leaves a little light on for them to hopefully ponder onto, how can I be at peace? How can I be tranquil? How can I be maybe like that person, like you, that you don't get your feathers ruffled easy or your boat rocked? And, for a while, I was letting a particular person in my life tip my scales when they were insulting my intelligence. It wasn't what they were doing was making me mad, or in a sense that because it had a point or it had an outcome. It was the fact that I felt like they didn't know that I knew what they were doing to me. So it was like insulting. But now I've gotten to the point that I'm like, you know what? That's even feeding into the games, or the poking and the constant trying to pluck my wings or ruffle my feathers or cut them off, whatever. And you get to the point where you're wise, where you either are going to talk about it and draw that hard line in the sand, or just have that honest, open communication, or you're just not even going to bother with it because you don't have time. And time is really important to us here on this earth plane, because we know whatever we have to do for our journey and our mission, we only have a certain amount of time to do it in, even though to the universe time is irrelevant. You know, a year for us could be a blink of an eye to the universe, to God, to source. So know that because of this wisdom, you've grown so much. And at the bottom of the deck, we have intention. You know how powerful your intention is. So if you feel that you're around people or energies that are using, they're intending to hurt you, they're intending to get you off balance, they're intending to make you feel uneasy in your world, know that your intention is not that. Your intention is like this person, to be grounded in peace and in harmony. So make sure your intentions for yourself, for your life, are very clear, because you obviously will see other people's intentions. They will show you with their thoughts, with their words, with their deeds, with their actions. They will show you what their intentions truly are. And, you know, even if they have one intention, but they do it to try to get, it doesn't matter. It's still not healthy. An intention is an intention. And whether you meant one thing by it, but do another, if the outcome ended up being sour or not nice, you know, they have to reflect on that, not you. You can only control you. So make sure that your intentions are pure of heart. And with that, you will be rewarded constantly with beautiful people. Yes. Oh, and I didn't show this because this was actually the other card that flew out. Love. Because you have that love from the divine that has come in. And that's what's helped you heal. That's what's helped you ascend and level up. And then get all these gifts from the universe, from the divine, from all of your light energies that are working with you while you sleep, while you're awake, while you're communing with other people. Because you have transcended into a different being. You are no longer the being that you were, and you are not going to go back there. This is a permanent thing. Once you've hit the level of transcendent, it's like, whoa, can it get any better than this? But yes, it can. So it's almost like, you know, we have certain chakras, right? I think it's like, but then there's so many other ones. So you've kind of like elevated past the one that, you know, everyone considers, you know, 3D. There's only X amount. I wanted to say, I forget how many. And then you've exceeded that. You're out here in the ethers. This is where you are. So let's see what our ancient ancestors have to say about this from the Akashic, because they are working with us to bring us all of these light codes in. And how beautiful is that? We're receiving light. If you think about what light codes is, you know, the word light's in there, right? So it's illuminating things in a beautiful way. It purifies, it leaves everything clear, it illuminates. How gorgeous. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope you're enjoying this channel and you will like, share, and subscribe. Whoa, okay, so we got something right off the back. Yeah, here giving so much knowledge. We've got the Queen of Scrolls. Again, there's that third eye, like that enlightenment card. You've been enlightened. You have information and wisdom that is a gift. It's a gift from the divine. It's a gift from all of the light energy out there. Because you've been a good and faithful servant. And now you have information that is, it's only a privilege to you, not to anyone else. You're privy to this information from the spiritual realms. So it's precious, and you know that at this point. You know you're not going to let anyone take this from you. And you're holding on to it tightly. And it's, you know, it's funny because there's some kind of like a veil, like a protective veil in front of her. Because when you have And I can't help but to notice there's like kind of like a Celtic thing going on behind her, you know, and I really love the Celtic knot and what it represents. And you're guarding this, but you're also being protected because you have this. So if you've had dark energies or people vibing at a lower vibration trying to hurt you because they don't understand you or they think you're too good to be true, know that those people are not going to be able to penetrate you anymore because you're vibing at such a high frequency, because you have that transcended, you have transcended into a different spiritual being than you were yesterday. Yes, and at the bottom of the deck we have the lightning bolt. And aren't you a force? You are going to rock the foundation of things going forward in a good, strong, and powerful way, because you're illuminating things. And it's going to happen out of the blue, out of nowhere, all of the time when you are present, because that's the energy that you're embodying, that powerful force of lightning. You know, it's very Aquarian, Uranus energy, shaking things up all of the time. Love this. So now we're just going to pull some tarot, because we've done all of the oracle cards, and it's actually a pretty good spot to throw cards since nothing's falling on the floor. So if you don't know what that word is, like myself, look it up. It's quite interesting what it means. And there's not a lot about it. There's one woman that wrote a book. Her name, I don't know the last name. I can't remember it because it's just been fresh in my mind the last couple days. But her name is Christine. And she wrote about this experience. So I'm going to order the book and read more about it. It's funny because when I was reading the stuff that I read, just to educate myself on this word transcendent, I already knew these things at the core of my being, and I kind of knew in a sense that all of this was happening. I just didn't put the pieces of the puzzle together, but this has been happening for a while for me. It's actually been happening for years and years, believe it or not. Years, like more than a decade, even probably longer. But you get to a point where it just becomes your entire universe, your entire reality all of the time. Okay, so we've got the Two of Pentacles. You're no longer juggling. You're no longer juggling anything, whether it be people, choices. You pretty much know which way you're going to go, because you become balanced. In the background there's a boat, and on the sail is a yin-yang symbol, because you become balanced. So you're not a yes, no, maybe person, because you hold that cup of emotion and it's full, but you know who or who not to give this to. And you're not stingy with it. However, you're not going to just give it to anyone who's not going to understand, because they're not at the level that you are at. Let's see what else the divine has to say to us about, oops, here we go. Yeah, we have the Six of Cups, because we only want, going forward, memories that are going to make us happy. You know, your past experiences, you don't hold on to anything negative. If you're going to hold on to anything, just hold on to the past memories that made you feel good. Nice nostalgia. You know, this is a very nostalgic card. Not anything that's going to harm you or stunt your spiritual evolution. Because going forward, you have transcended. You know things that are going to help propel you and the collective, because you're not here for self. You're here to lift the vibration of the planet. You're here to help everyone. And if you're not doing your part, and if you're still in your trickery or, you know, tit for tat energy, or, you know, why is that happening? That's not fair. That you haven't transcended yet, because you haven't learned your lessons. So you're stuck in your nostalgia of like, oh my gosh, this happened. It's not, you know, you're worrying about negative things from the past. If you're going to remember anything from your past, Remember all of the good. And if the negative thoughts do creep in, how did that turn into a positive experience for you? Don't dwell on anything that was hurtful or harmful. And if you do for a second, say, okay, yes, it hurt, but how did it make me stronger? And if you're not at that point yet, then you still have work to do. But I feel that those that are watching this have been awakened to that and know that they are well on their way. Yes, because going forward, we're going forward passionately and we're unstoppable towards anything that we want. And that is such a great place to be, going forward after what you want. And I mean, and then doing it in whatever manner you see fit. You know, if you want to come in with a Bruce Lee karate kick into everything that you do and make a statement and be like that lightning bolt just out of nowhere, fast and furious, that's what you're going to do, because you're not looking backwards. You're not going to be looking backwards, you know, to see where you messed up. You're only going to be looking backwards to say, wow, all of these experiences were great and I have so many good memories and I'm going to go out and make more. So thank you so much for being with me today. I hope this really was insightful. I know for me it's been extremely eye-opening and enlightening. So, oh yeah, look, so just flipping around. The Chariot's here. Going forward after what we want. Isn't that awesome? And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Swords, because we're no longer stuck. You're no longer stuck in your own little prison of thoughts of, should I have gone to the right? Should I have gone to the left? Oh my God, am I going to be stuck here forever just in my thoughts? I can't move. I can't move. I'm in my own self-imposed prison. No, 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 no. We can't do that anymore. We don't have time. We are that emperor on the chariot just going forward, mastering our emotions, mastering our yin and our yang. Gorgeous card. I think this was a really, really great reading. So have a great day, everyone. And remember to keep swimming towards your dreams. Bye.